Yeah, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Thursday, November the 9th. I was a tad late there. I got caught up. You know how it is when you hear old country song you just can't get rid of. You can't turn it off. I was into Gary Stewart. She's acting single, and I'm drinking double. Whew. Strong country song. Just can't have enough of those. Good morning to you. I hope your day is starting out well. 57 right now. Now, we're headed for a high of about 81, and believe it or not, today will be sunny, but by tonight, 80% chance of showers moves into the forecast, 50%, then increasing to an 80% chance on Friday. We'll continue that into Friday night, and then still a 70% chance of rain remaining on Veterans Day on Saturday. So is it a chance that maybe we could get some wet stuff on the ground and, well, have it to where we could at least start a little fire in the backyard? Let's hope so. Burn bans still everywhere. Watch this. Don't start them until we get word on that. We've got a fire going on right now in the Tanglewood area, which is Highway 19 just to the west of there. Was a fire there yesterday. It's rekindled, and another shed at a home next to it has caught fire. So be careful there. This is just if you were standing in front of the Rock House Trading Post or the back porch, you'd be directly across there behind the old Midway in that subdivision there. That's where that's at if you're not familiar with Tanglewood. But that's where it is this morning. Volunteer Fire Department are in that area if you've heard sirens this morning. Whole heap of them went out. Full blaze is what they're battling right now. As always, we start the day with a good word. Listen out to Collinsville now. See what he's got to say there.
As any good dad does with their children, I apply the dad tax for Halloween. What's that, you ask? The dad tax is a simple rule that I get to eat some of my boys' candy from their trick-or-treating. Not all of it, not even most of it, but I think I've earned the right to get a little here and there. If I was to ask them, hey, sometimes they'd probably let me have some anyway. Other times, though, they'd probably say no. But that's how we're all wired, right? I mean, without the Holy Spirit, we'll all focus on our flesh and we'll try to look out for ourselves. But Romans 15 paints a different picture. See, coming off of Romans 14, where we're called to consider others and not present a stumbling block to them, Paul encourages us to be in the work of building others up. So here's what you need to ask yourself. Are you in the encouragement business? Or are you in the tearing down business? When you look at other people, do you seek the best for them and in them? Or are you really only focusing on the negative and trying to bring them down? See, as the body of Christ, if you are in Christ, we're called to be encouragers. And perhaps this is best explained through the acrostic joy. Jesus first, others second, yourself last. And if you follow that, you can pretty much bet that you'll be in the will of God. My prayer is that we'll all continue to follow Him and let His love pour out to those around us. Remember, change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, Mowdy Cabinetry, and Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. See a lot of Let It Rain. I think we all agree with that. Good morning to Andy Robinson joining us this morning from Tennessee. We appreciate that. Becky Vickers joined us. Miss Dorothy, I see you there. Julie, how are you feeling? Oh, I see Jerome is up. Lisa, so many of you. I hope y'all are all feeling well as we begin our day. Good morning, Ricky. Hope you're doing well also. Chief is with us. As we look at some headlines that are shaping America this morning, we turn to West Texas. I didn't hear about this until early this morning around 3:30 when I was going through things. But a 5.3 magnitude earthquake hit West Texas, and that's not far from the New Mexico border. Been there many times. No major damage, but it did shake things up just a little bit. Tonight in Texas, there will be an execution. Now, he's not even claiming that he's innocent, but just the evidence was presented wrong. Oh, he's written a full letter to the family and apologized for killing the man. He did it 1990. He got another trial in 2007. They also sentenced him to death. Now, this happened in 1990. He's admitted that he did it. He just doesn't agree that he should be taken out. They'll do so tonight. It will happen in Huntsville. He killed a 66-year-old man. It was 1990. He was a young fella at the time. He's 53 now. The 66-year-old was not shown any mercy, was he? Tonight, justice will be served. I'm for that. You may not be, but I am. I do feel that it should have happened a lot quicker than now. Huntsville, Texas. They don't play around there. I've been there as well. As we look at what went on last night, and again, I've said this many, many times, when it comes to this debate of the Republicans that are battling it out, really doesn't matter who done what or how, because they're just trying to set it up for another date. They have no chance of winning this year. Trump even said it was unwatchable last night. Many of you probably agree with that. But as they get into this, they say that Ron DeSantis won the battle over Nikki. Now, there's others that were there, but even between them, they didn't matter. They attacked each other and went back and forth, but they say Ron actually won this between those. He hasn't fared so well at all in any of these. A lot of people do like Tim Scott. He's been kind of the good guy in this. He's not going to win, but he's trying again to get his name out. Daily Mail, there was speculation about a girlfriend. Well, he's come out. Here's a picture of his girlfriend from, she's a realtor. Tim Scott, again, will not win, has no chance of it, but he's trying, wants his name out there for you to see. As we look at those who stand up in politics, there's many of them that hide behind shadows and say things, who don't take a stand. And I respect this girl. She was picked on beyond picked on, and not one single person in the media and on a national level stood up and done the right thing on this. Sarah Huckabee, y'all know her, also goes by Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I sometimes forget that. She is now the governor of Arkansas. She took her dad's slot. Of course, she was spokesman at the White House, and y'all remember this. She was picked on beyond, and they called her names because maybe she was a little overweight. So am I. Probably a good portion of us are. But they picked on her, and on top of that, it was a woman. Over and over and over, and the national media done nothing about that. That bothers me. It should you too. But she's one of the few that stands up and says this country needs this. She has passed along an endorsement when so many of them try to hide because there's a trial going on. She has endorsed Donald Trump. She said so yesterday and said this country needs someone to turn it around. Is she right? That's for you to decide. I can't sway your mind. I can only tell you the facts of what's out there. I don't know how you feel about this. As we see, now I understand that marijuana does help dementia and things of that, medical marijuana. I think there is a place for that. But what about as America, state after state after state, turns to, what do they call it, recreational marijuana? How do you feel about that? I look at New York, one of the headlines this morning. It was a Latino couple. Has nothing to do with what nationality they are, but apparently they want to make a big deal out of this in the headlines. They were arrested for, drugs some years ago. Marijuana, possession, whatnot. Now that the laws have changed and there's recreational marijuana, now they own their own marijuana shop. And I say all of this of, do you agree with it? Do you like it? Have we looked at the streets of America? I've got pictures of it somewhere here. It's like Zombieland. If you're watching The Walking Dead, our streets are filled with filth. They pass out on sidewalks. As a matter of fact, I left the courthouse. When was this? Election night, Tuesday night, right here in Little Meridian, Mississippi. As I rounded the corner, I had left the fire that had broken out over by the Temple Theater. Had an air conditioner on fire. They put it out. Nothing was damaged. And as I left, I come to the red light. I was sitting there, and in front of me, I could see the courthouse and the glow of the night. And to my left said First State Bank. It has that beautiful clock downtown Meridian. I'm sitting at the red light. There are a few people passing by, and I look to my left. Again, I'm not making fun of people. It's the facts of what's happening to our city. Two laid out on the front steps of the First State Bank. Blankets, bags, garbage, all piled up on that steps of the bank. We're slowly turning into these cities that we see far, far away. Oh, you say, well, I'm over-exaggerating. Walk around, ask a few businesses of the feces and things that are left on sidewalks. It's happening, and it's happening here. It's a slow, gradual move to Zombieland. Now, that's my opinion. We've even had businesses say that, well, they're scared for their safety of their employees after dark due to all of this. Oh, wait a minute. I do remember a business owner being stabbed by somebody on 18th Avenue. Oh, I'm not wrong, and you know I'm not wrong. It's the facts that goes on after dark. It's slowly creeping over, and we've got a problem. We need a mayor, and we need a police chief that will stand up, put a halt to this. This morning, Los Angeles, California, they got some big event going on. They're trying to clean the streets off and make them go away so they can have some security. If we don't do something, we will be in that boat as well. Do I have the answers? No. I'm just telling you what the facts are. Like it or not, that's what's really going on behind the scenes. We had a Milwaukee police chief yesterday, and this is just one of those catch-22s as I look at this. He went and spoke about, well, people that don't pay attention to driving, how hard it is. He leaves there. 15 minutes later, he's sitting at a red light and gets rear-ended. Oh, he's going to be okay, but it really fit the speech that he had just given. Happens a lot across America. Pay attention to where you are. I've even made mistakes. I'm not above it. Somebody beside you goes to take off, and you let off the brake to go, and it's just a turn signal. Wrecks happen. Accidents do happen. As I mentioned, well, I won't show those pictures. I did find the pictures I was talking about there. The actors' strike is coming to an end. It looks like they'll go back to work. Did anybody notice that they were off? It didn't affect my life any. Bless their hearts. Oh, so they didn't have a bad joke on television that hardly anybody watches anymore. Oh, well, oh, well, oh, well. Do you remember this? This almost reminds me of Death Wish. It broke yesterday. I didn't post it, but I read the story and paid attention to it. It was a guy, he was on a subway, and a woman got robbed. He ends up shooting the guy that robbed it and ran away. They've arrested the guy that took out the bad guy. Now, is this justice? Is this taking the law to his own hands? Oh, we remember Charles Bronson, don't we? Kind of falls under that, but they have caught him. He wasn't as slick as Charles Bronson. He's been apprehended, and he did wrong. I'm not saying that he did right. He'll face somebody today in a courtroom. He'll probably get more than the people that throw people off subways. I won't even touch that one. As we look at these large cities, as lawlessness, as they wanted to get rid of the law. Y'all know that. I'm not making this up. Defund the police, they shouted. Well, they did defund the police by millions. Let me look here what I see here. Shoplifting, New York City. You know how much it's done since they done that? 64% increase. As I look at Los Angeles, 61% since they defunded the police and took officers off the street. Something's not working, is it? America, America. We've got to put rules. Everybody's got to abide by it, or there will not be an America. We know that. We've got to elect officials who believe in the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm worried, and I hope you are too. We'll be right back as we'll take a closer look at your forecast. That's a few of the headlines that are shaping America as you're waking up. We'll be right back in just a moment here as we begin your day.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Welcome back. Before we begin everything, I think you need to be aware of what is southern Lauderdale County into Clark County, Jasper, Newton County. And we're starting to pick up some in Kemper and also in Neshoba County as the fog is starting to ease in over the area. Here's what we got. Now, remember, the darker the color, the worse the fog is. So we'll see that the Hattiesburg-Laurel area is a level 3 of what we've got going on. We have portions of Jasper County, Smith County. It's starting to move into Scott County there, some of the gold, which will be a level 2. Now, all of this area here doesn't mean this is not thick here through Wayne and Clark County as it moves in. Now, let's turn on some locations so you can get a little bit better feel of where the line is. This is going to be right about where Greg's Fireworks is, just south of where the Evangel Temple is. All this area here as we go out, Snell getting a lot. Clarkdale High School has a lot. And this will come across Stuckey's Bridge. All of this area has got it. Goodwater Baptist Church is kind of the line of where the thicker part is. This will go up and cross here at Chunky and follow down I-20 to the Red Goat in these areas, back across and over to Turkey Creek Water Park there in Newton. Even up here to Conahatta at the post office, those areas there, a lot of fog. As we move northward, let's take a look here at what we've got here. Up in the Philadelphia area, Highway 16 west a lot. Over to the Cleveland area in Kemper County on Highway 16. And this will go all the way up to Linville, Bogachita, these areas here up to Burnside Park. We've got a lot of fog in those areas, so please drive careful if you're in those areas. Let's get into your forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go back for those record highs and record lows, what do we have for today? Back in 02, it was 84 for a high. We'll hit about 81 today on that forecast side. Back in 91, it was cold. It was 24 degrees. Brr. We're nowhere near that today. As we look ahead as to what we've got lined out, 80 to 81 for Meridian. As we go over toward the Mississippi Delta, the rain will move in there first during the daylight hours and then slowly make its way to the Meridian area, and that includes Newton, all these areas here, after dark, increasing to a 50% chance of showers after dark, mainly after 2 a.m. We'll watch it. As we look to Bama, 80 in Demopolis, we'll see 79 there in Clanton. As we look at this is that fog area that we talked about there till about 9 a.m. this morning. And again, we've got it in Philadelphia and southern Lauderdale County and Newton. It's increasing past what they thought it would do. Now, as we glance across our temperatures for the next 10 days, warm, isn't it? I'm going to give us a break as we have more of this coming from West Texas and California, New Mexico way. Now, here's that 7-day forecast, 81 today. And look at the drastic change in temperatures of what we're going to have. 80 today. Tomorrow we drop to 65 with a low of 50. Saturday, 60 is the best we'll get, but we've got rain, much needed rain. A 70% chance. In some cases, they're calling for 80%. Still a 40% chance lingering on Sunday and back to work with a high of only 66, about 20 degrees difference than it is now. Let's go another week into November, all the way to the 23rd as we get near Turkey Day. 72, we're going to hit 70s for the most part, and somewhere around the 21st, it'll start cooling down again. It's going to be right around the opening of gun season. Maybe it'll make some deer cool. They'll walk around a little bit. We'll see. That's what we've got shaping up with this. Still slight chances a good bit there toward Thanksgiving of rain there. As we look at our fishing forecast today, what is the best time? It looks like it's going to be 8 o'clock this morning. Best time to hit the woods till about 10 if you're going to be out. Now, the wind's going to be south-southwest around 5 miles an hour. That's not bad at all. As we look at the deer hunting calendar, let's switch from Chet and go over here and see what the deer are doing. About 5 after 8 is the best time to be there. So 7:30 be in the woods today. It'll be good to about 5 after 10 o'clock this morning. Those are some deer hunting and fishing chances that you'll have today. Hope you'll use them. Standing by, I got Odie. He's dressed in green. He's ready for today. We'll find out about mistletoe this morning. I think you're supposed to stand under that stuff, aren't you, Odie?
It depends on who you with.
Don't get near me. You stay on your side of the room. You see it in all the Hallmark movies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Mistletoe, mistletoe. We'll tell you about it. It's up and coming in the Scotty Ray Report. We'll move into all things happening here in just a moment at 7 o'clock locally. We'll be right back to kick off your morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.